You were born a warrior. You've survived a dozen battles, charged through flights of arrows, fought hand to hand on burning causeways. None of that will matter tomorrow morning, because tonight you're being bathed and dressed in the finest robes you've ever worn. Tomorrow you climb the Great Pyramid and you won't be coming back down. This is what your last day was actually like. The family that captured you 6 months ago is treating you like royalty tonight. You're their honored guest, their messenger to the gods. They feed you from clay bowls painted with hummingbirds, maize cakes, roasted duck, more food than you've eaten in weeks. The woman who brings the plates smiles at you, but her hands shake. She believes you'll carry her prayers straight to, oh, how the hell am I supposed to pronounce that? Huitzilopochtli, when the sun rises. Her son needs healing, her husband needs rain for his crops. You are hoped wrapped in human skin. You are also already dead. You sleep poorly. The mat beneath you is softer than anything in your old life, but your heart won't stop racing. Before dawn, the priests come. Face painted black. They don't drag you, not yet. You walk. Some people say that they volunteered, that they were honored to die. But in reality, the people who died on the stone were overwhelmingly captives of war and enslaved people. And the evidence says most of them were unwilling. What's true is that the belief was real. The Mexica held that dying on the stone bought you the same destiny as a warrior killed in battle. The House of the Sun, for years, escorting the sun across the sky before you came back to Earth as a hummingbird. Your captors believed that. The priest climbing beside you believed it. You were raised on it. Whether it's any comfort to you right now is a different question entirely. Because the Spanish eyewitnesses described men being dragged, screaming, up these steps. Bernal Diaz watched it happen to his own friends and never got over it. So the truth is messy. Some may have gone as willing offspring. Most went as prisoners. And you caught between worlds. Between the warrior you were and the scared thing you've become. You're walking, but your legs feel distant, like they belong to someone else. The Templo Mayor rises about 150 feet above the plaza. One pyramid, two temples, twin staircases running up the western face side by side. The one on your left belongs to Tlaloc, god of rain. The one you're climbing belongs to Huitzilopochtli. Man, these cannot be real. God of war and sun. The deity who devours hearts. The steps are steep. Nobody today knows how many there were. The Spanish took the upper stages apart in 1521, and the count went with them. Your calves burn before you're a third of the way. By the halfway mark, your lungs are screaming. The priests painted your body earlier. Bright blues and reds, and the paint is running down with your sweat. At the base of the pyramid, thousands have gathered. This isn't private. This is theater. This is the most important public event in... Bro, what are these words? Tenochtitlan. You can hear drums. The deep boom of Huehuetl. The drum the Spanish would remember as dismal. A sound they said they could never forget. Shell trumpets, voices rising in song. Someone is dancing. From up here, the crowd looks like a single organism, rippling and swaying. They're watching you. You reach the top. The temple is small, just a single room, but the stone platform in front of it is slick. Dark stains you don't need explained. The Tecatl, sorry if I botched that, waits in the center. It isn't an altar and it isn't a table. It's a block of polished basalt, barely knee-high. Rounded along the top, it doesn't look like an instrument of anything. That's exactly what it is. Everything it does. It does by being precisely the wrong shape for a human spine. The priest holding the knife steps forward. It's flint. And that detail matters more than you think. The Mexica had obsidian. They napped it into blades with an edge only a few nanometers across, finer than a modern steel scalpel. Surgeons have actually tested obsidian against surgical steel, and obsidian wins. But obsidian is glass. It shatters the instant it catches on a bone or twists inside a wound. So that blade coming toward you is flint, heavier, blunter, and it will hold together all the way through. Archaeologists have recovered more than 1,000 flint knives from the offerings buried in this temple. Some of them still carry traces of human blood. 5 priests take you. 2 by the arms, 2 by the legs, 1 by the head. They're strong, practiced. They've done this hundreds of times. They bend you backward over the... Wait, bro, how do you say this again? Oh, yeah. Tecatl. That can't be right. Anyway, until your spine arches across a stone and your chest is pulled open toward the sky. You can see the clouds. Pale pink, dawn is breaking. The high priest raises the blade. Sunlight catches the stone. For 1 second, it looks like he's holding a shard of the night itself. The cut is fast. Faster than you expect. He goes in beneath your ribs rather than through them. Under the ribcage and up through the diaphragm. Because bone is the enemy of speed. It's the most common method archaeologists find in the skeletal record. For exactly that reason, your mind whites out in pain, but your body is still aware, still processing, because the human brain keeps working for seconds, even after catastrophic trauma. You feel his hand inside you. You feel your heart lifted, still beating, still pumping, still yours for 1, 2, 3 more seconds. He holds it toward the sun. Then he sets it in the Kuwashikali, the eagle vessel, the stone bowl that sits there for exactly this. Blood runs into the stone. This pyramid has been rebuilt 7 times in 2 centuries. Each shell swallowing the one before it, and every one of them drank. Your body is released. You tumble down the steps, limbs loose, painting the pyramid red as you fall. At the base, you land at the feet of the Koyoshauki stone, a massive carved disc showing the dismembered moon goddess. Huitzilopochtli, sister, torn apart and thrown down the mountain in the creation story. This pyramid is the mountain. That's the whole idea. Your death mirrors hers. Everything here is a mirror. History rhyming with itself. Over and over. The priests descend. One carries a blade meant for a single purpose. He makes a careful incision between 2 vertebrae in your neck. Your head separates cleanly. This is skilled work. These men are experts. Archaeologists have now counted 655 skulls at the huitzilopochtli, the great skull rack that stood near the Templo Mayor. The platform ran close to 40 meters long and 12 to 14 wide. Flanking towers, nearly 5 meters across, held skulls mortared together with lime, stacked in overlapping rings, some facing outward, some facing in. Priests drilled holes through the temples of each cranium so it could slide into a wooden pole. Your skull will join them. It will bleach in the sun. It will grin at the plaza for years, decades maybe, until the Spanish come and tear it all down. Your body, headless now, is a gift. Or that's what the Spanish said. 16th century's accounts describe corpses distributed to noblemen, and colonial era illustrations show body parts cooking in ceramic pots. How much of that is real is genuinely unsettled. A 2025 reassessment of the archaeology found no clear physical evidence of routine cannibalism anywhere in the empire. The strongest case came from a single site, where a captured Spanish-led caravan was sacrificed over 8 months in 1520. And the Nahu sources say far less than these friars did, so hold it loosely. What the Mexica themselves are clear about is this. A sacrificial victim was sacred. The carrier, the god's blessing, Whatever was done with your body was meant as communion, not appetite. In school, I was told that the Aztecs killed tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands every year. Spanish sources claimed 80,400 in just 4 days during the pyramids' rededication in 1487. That's 14 people per minute, nonstop, for 96 hours. It's logistically impossible. Modern archaeologists puts the real figure across the entire empire at a few thousand a year. Still horrifying by modern standards, still a tremendous loss of life, not the apocalyptic bloodbath that conquistadors described to justify their conquests. The Spanish had every reason to make you look like monsters. It made their own violence look like salvation. And of the skulls at the Great Skull Rack, roughly 60% are men, most of them young, warrior-aged like you, but 38% are women, 2% are infants. The female number is far higher than anyone expected. And the archaeologists who found them think it's deliberate. Women dying along the axis of the temple, restaging Huitzilopochtli's death on the mountain over and over. Isotope analysis of the bones show victims were born all across Mesoamerica, but had lived in Tenochtitlan for years before they died, some of them for decades. They weren't strangers marched in off the road. They lived here. Some were captives, some were enslaved people. Some were chosen for specific rituals, like the man selected each year to embody Huitzilopochtli, the smoking mirror god, who lived as a lord for 12 months, taught to play the flute, dressed in flowers, saluted in the streets as a living god, given 4 wives in his final 20 days before his heart was taken at the feast. The Mexica people believed the universe was fragile. The sun had died 4 times already. They were living in the 5th world, and it would die too unless the gods were fed. Every heart kept the sky turning. Every sacrifice held back the dark. And maybe you believed that as you climbed. Maybe you didn't. Maybe belief doesn't matter when 5 priests have you pinned and the blade is already moving. If you want to keep walking through these lost days with us, hit subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.